Right here, down. Protect your out. We put the work in. Let's finish. Come on, man. Let's do this. Family, I'll do 1, 2, 3.
You see, we dream chase, cause that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
What's going on, family? This is the Main Thing Podcast, and I'm your host, Big Huss, the one you trust, bring you all your Philadelphia Eagles latest. With training camp happening this past Thursday, Friday, and today's Sunday being the 3rd, we naturally have some things to talk about. But before we get into that, please make sure that you're liking, commenting, and subscribing to the page so you don't miss when we drop these new videos. But over the past few days, the injury report has somewhat looked like this. Our DMPs, Zach Bond, back, A.J. Brown, hamstring, Lewis Seen, hamstring, Montreal Johnson, hamstring, Terrence Marshall Jr., knee, Mac McMahon, quad, and Van Sumeren, ankle. Our limited participants were Jahad Campbell, shoulder, Jalen Carter, shoulder, Cam Jurgens, A.J. Dillon, back, Charlie Hewitt, neck, E.J. Jenkins, hamstring, Andrew Makuba, shoulder. It's good to see him back. And Devontae Smith back, also with Nolan Smith suffering from a concussion. Can't wait to get him back. We need him back out on that field. Now, over the past several days, Adoree Jackson continues to get the edge over Keely Ringo at cornerback. Now with him get 5 of the last 8 days, he's been with the starting unit. So I don't know if Keely's losing that battle or what. I don't know if they're trying to push Keely or whatever the case may be, but so far from the outside looking in, it's seeming like Adoree might have that edge right now. You had Jalen Carter, who returned to 11 on 11 for the first time, and he made an immediate impact. We already know what he is to this team. Just a generational talent. Love to have him in Philadelphia. Then you have Moro Jomo, who continues to stack practices, had a strip sack on Jalen Hurts in the red zone, beat Landon Dickerson clean on one play, and also blew up a run play on the inside move. Landon Dickerson had this to say about Moro Jomo. He's a guy that I would describe as awkward, but in a good way. Just the way he moves, his size, his arm length. He's one of the guys that we kind of quote unquote say is awkward to block. I think that gives him a huge advantage in this game. He's not your stereotypical defensive tackle size like a Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter. He's very strong, he's twitchy, and he knows football. Look, Moro Jomo has been showing up all camp, continues to do so. Sky's the limit for this guy. Last season, he was second only behind Chris Jones in defensive tackle pass rush win rate. I just think he just needs more reps. He is the next Milton Williams, up and coming, and very excited what he has to bring. Jahad Campbell, he continues to fly around, broke up a check down at Nice Smith, threw Ben Van Sumeren to the ground, crushed Giles Jackson on one play. He got some edge reps with the 2. This guy is literally everywhere. The versatility that he brings. Hey, man, it's going to be fun to see how Vic uses him. Man. This dude, just another talent and another key piece and key addition to this defense that just allows to be just that much more versatile and explosive on the defensive side of the ball. I can't wait to see it. Another linebacker who's been having a great camp, Smile Monday Jr. He's a wrecking ball. He's been blowing up run plays, stuffing blocks. He broke up a red zone touchdown to Saquon Barkley. He's very much been in the mix. Got a couple reps with the 1s, got some reps with the 2s. Been showing why he deserves to be out there on the field. And I'm excited to see what he has. Undersized linebacker, but very freakishly athletic, sideline to sideline speed. Just brings a little something different. Now we got, man, Mr. Hunt, Jalen Hunt. He's another guy picked up right where he left off from the Super Bowl. He had a sack on Hurts in team drills and worked well with Moro Jomo on a stunt play. This kid, for only being a few years into the position of edge player, has already shown that he's picking it up, man. He's picking it up, and he's showing that he's able to execute. Everything that he's learned over this past season, he's able to implement it in this transition onto the field, showing up on a day-to-day basis. This is another guy, sky's the limit. That defensive line room, it's stacked with young talent, and I can't wait to see them boys get after it. Now, Hurts over the last few days had a mixed bag, right? Thursday, he went 6 for 11, zero touchdowns, but had an interception to Eli Ricks. Today, he went 14 for 18, no turnovers, solid, nothing spectacular. His best throw was a 20-yard strike over the middle to Jahan Dotson. Hey, look, Jalen doesn't have to come out here and wow us every day. You know what I mean? Just be efficient. Be efficient. And that's what he's done, man. I don't need him to throw bombs every other pass play. Just go in there, keep the turnovers to a minimum, play efficient football, help your team move down the field. That's all we can ask for out of it, out of our guy. This is training camp, so there's no telling what they had going on or what they were trying to coach up in these segments over the last few sessions. So not alarmed in the slightest there. He also connected with Dallas Goddard on a back shoulder throw. Um, beautiful ball, beautiful ball. The touch pass, it's there. Jalen Hurts throws one of the best deep balls in the game. Now, I mentioned you had the pick. Eli Ricks has somewhat had his number over the past couple of days or past week or so, already bringing in 2 interceptions and had a few PBUs and tight coverage in the red zone when going up against Hurts in these 7-on-7, 11-on-11s, 1-on-1s, whatever the case may be. Eli Ricks is really pushing for a roster spot and why he should be maybe that fifth corner on the depth chart. I really like what this kid has to bring to the table. Bigger corner at 6'2", long, lengthy, kind of corners that Vic Fangio likes. Now, Keely Ringo, he had a couple clutch plays. He had a clutch play to end zone PBU on Johnny Wilson, but he also got beat for a touchdown by Elijah Cooks and got flagged by for a DPI versus Jahan Dotson. Eli Ricks is a guy who we have to keep our eye on throughout training camp in the preseason because just to see where he falls. Will he be that number 2 guy or that number 3 guy on the outside? We love the tools that he has in the body and just the physical traits of being 6'2", 200 plus pounds, 4'3" guy, very fluid, freakish athlete. He just has to put it together. I believe that, like I said, the talent is there. We're just waiting on it for it to click for this guy. And when it clicks, I believe that we'll really have one in Keely Ringo. Just waiting on it. Just waiting on it. Like I said, the battle between him and Adoree Jackson will be something to watch over the next few weeks leading up into the season. Jordan Davis ended one of the practices with a 4th down sack and beat Breath Toth clean on one of these plays. Jordan Davis has come in amazing shape, already down close to 30 pounds. I believe he sits around 330 pounds right now, but clearly looking slimmer, looking leaner, in better shape. I think for him, it was never so much a thing of talent versus just conditioning. Can we get a full game out of you, a full season out of you, And if we could do that, then, oh my God, this dude, the man with the man that he is, the freak of athlete that he is, will be a clear-cut problem. Showed up in the playoffs last year, big, and he's trying to pick up where he left off. I think he's really realizing what he needed to do to become a better player within the organization. And I know he's going to be searching for a bag, so he's trying to put his best foot forward. I think we'll see a big year from Jordan Davis. Just taking that next step. Just taking that next step as a former first-round pick. He's like, hey, man, it's my time to shine. And I believe he wants to live up to the hype. Now, Tanner McKee has quietly put together some of the best throws of camp. He had a 20-yard rope to Kyle Granson. He also had a deep ball to Darius Cooper and a near touchdown to Elijah Cooks, who later got hurt. Elijah Cooks has really been turning heads in camp as well. Undrafted guy, free agent signing, originally signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we picked him up. 6'4", 215, bigger body receiver, which Philly loves. We've been searching for that bigger body guy. He kind of offers that. He's really having a good camp. He just has to get back on the field. I think if he can get back on the field and stay healthy, he has a legit shot at being one of those 5 or 6 receivers that we keep on this 53-man roster. He beat Keely Ringo down the sideline on the play. toe tapped him on the sideline, something fierce. Elijah Cook has really been doing his thing. Saquon Barkley had 2 red zone touchdowns on the long run. Look, say 2K. He trying to run it back, man. I genuinely believe, once again, if he can stay healthy, this old line can stay healthy, we could legit probably see our first ever back-to-back 2,000-yard rusher in Saquon Barkley. He's him. He's him at the running back position and picking up where he left off. Now, Will Shipley in the running back battle, he cooked Jahai Campbell on a wheel route for a score and then embarrassed Lance Dixon with a nasty juke. Will Shipley is in competition for running back to A.J. Dillon right now. So he's trying to show and put everything on tape as to why he should be in that role. He's been around, Super Bowl champion, gave us some good tick last year. He's trying to step it up. And making plays versus Jahai Campbell, our first round pick this year, is a good way to do that and try to solidify yourself in that RB2 role. Nick Muse and Cameron Latu also showed some short-handed catches on some tight window throws. They're trying to make a push for a roster spot, whether that be tight end 3 or possibly even special teams capacity. They're just trying to make that roster. And the way it's shaken out, even if they don't make the 53-man to be kept on the practice squad, there is a legit possibility that at some point, if one of these 2 were to make the team, maybe both, whatever the case may be, even if it's, like I said, practice squad type role, that they could be elevated. Now, I'm only saying that because Dallas Goedert over the years has shown that he truly can't stay healthy. So at some point, if one of these dudes can even make the practice squad, there's a chance that they will be elevated to the active roster during the season. They're putting everything out there. Speaking of Dallas Goedert, he's had some highlight grabs, but he's also had some costly drops. I say overall the camp's been good, but he's dropped some that he should have caught, and I think he knows that. And look, it's still early in training camp. We still haven't gotten to preseason. These things happen. I'm sure as we get closer to the season, some of these mental errors that some of these players are having won't happen. Because they'll be kind of back in form. Folks are tired right now. They're sore. They're trying to get back to it. So I'm not really tripping or on any of the drops and things of that nature. Dallas Goedert has shown when he's healthy. You keep hearing me say health. Health is wealth. When he's healthy, that he's easily a top 5 tight end. He just has to stay healthy. Now, Shunderick Powell, rookie running back, he's shown some flashes. I like what I've seen out of him. He broke off a big run with the threes that got Barkley's attention. Barkley ran down the field, celebrating with him, engaged, supporting his fellow teammates. I like Shunderick Powell. I think that he has an opportunity to possibly make the roster, but I see it more so in a special team capacity. I'm not sure how much tick he would actually get. I believe when we keep our running backs, it will shake out to be Saquon Barkley, A.J. Dillon, Will Shipley. But Shunderick Powell has definitely put some good tape out there, and he might be somebody to keep an eye on in the future. Also, the other running back that's had a good camp prior to getting injured, Montrell Johnson out of Florida, undrafted guy. He has been a name that's been floating around as somebody who's really been having a really good training camp. So, look, more than likely, Montrell Johnson won't make the roster, the 53-man, but he will be kept on the practice squad. So, depending upon what happens, maybe the guy gets elevated at some point. If not this year, look for next year as he gets adjusted to the NFL and how the Eagles do things. Montrell Johnson has been a name that, everybody's been talking about. He has really been turning heads. Strong runner, powerful runner. Drew Kendall, he saw some first-team reps at center, which is cool. You want to work in all your options at center. You also had Tyler Steen, who's been asserting himself at right guard. He pancaked Jalen Carter on one rep. I honestly think at the end of the day, it'll be Tyler Steen at right guard. I think he's earned it now going into year 3. He knows what to expect. He's been in Stoutland U, like I said, the past few years. and he's ready for the opportunity. I honestly believe that he deserves it. Lane Johnson, he got a veteran day in, so he rested up. Jack Pryor stepping in at right tackle. Now, the new Agent Zero is already doing more than the old Agent Zero was doing. Josh Uche, he's been one to talk about, made one of the better plays this week, pancaking Kendall Land with one hand. They said it was wild, a power rush move, just got up underarm and flattened him. Look, we're already seeing more out of Josh Uche right now than we saw all last year out of Bryce Huff. I believe the edge room this year took a bump up, and I'm excited to see how these guys mix it up, man. Mix up like I mentioned earlier. We have one of the better D line rooms in the league, and we have some dudes who have some versatility who were not only where they could rush the passer, they can kind of drop back a little bit. But good to see that some of these new additions, these guys who are coming in here on these 1-year deals, are already coming in and making an impact, making their presence felt. Because last year the rotation, it was slight. It was slight. You had Jalix Hunt, you had Brandon Graham, and you had Nolan Smith. Outside of those three guys, there really wasn't much there. So we already have much more depth there at the edge position this year, and it's already showing up. It's already showing up during camp. So I'm really excited about this D line and this defense. Andrew Makuwa finally came back to camp. Still limited, dealing with that shoulder injury, but he needed to get back out there because his chances at becoming the starting safety, he's battling with Sidney Brown for the opposite safety position of Reed Blankenship, they may be fading. The longer he's out, your chances get slimmer because at the end of the day, Vic Fangio, he's looking at practices like games. You got to be out here making plays. Your best ability is availability, and Makuba's already missed several practices, so to see him back out there, that is a plus. Let's get him healthy. I believe this kid has a lot to give to this defense and to be another valuable piece that Vic has out there. Now, the punt return rotation is still in flux. We've had a mix of players back there. I'm not sure who it's really going to be. We've seen a little bit of Avery Williams. We've seen a little bit of a Nice Smith. We've seen a little bit of Cooper DeJean. We've seen a little bit of Giles Jackson. We've even seen a little bit of a Dory. Now, I think when it's all said and done, Cooper DeJean will be out that mix. I think Vic Fangio put his foot down saying that I don't want one of my starters to be a punt returner. Now, with that said, if Adoree Jackson becomes CB2, I could say you could probably scratch his name off that list as well. But to see who the punt returner is and kick returner is after Britton Covey has left, it's still up in the air. As we all know, special teams in the return game are crucial to the game of football, giving you advantageous field position and things of that nature. So we need a good return man. A shorter field does nothing but benefit your offense. You know what I mean? And on the flip side of that, you know what I mean? Shorter field works against your defense. But we'll see how the return games go. Honestly, I believe it'll be Avery Williams and probably a Nice Smith back there returning, but still early. We'll see how it shakes out. The defense continues to set the tone, especially with the young guys like Jahai Campbell, Smile Munden, Moro Jomo, who I think will be elite. Eli Ricks making splash plays on the daily. Hurst has had his ups and downs, but the depth at the skill positions in QB2 with McKee, it's encouraging. It's encouraging. It's another thing to look at. The QB room, we'll see how that room shakes out. You have QB1 who's set stone. We know what that is, but Tanner McKee, he's made some noise for himself, might garner some attention. Maybe the other team will maybe give us some draft compensation or things of that nature to try to poach him from the Eagles. You also have Kyle McCord, who's been balling. The Eagles really seem to like him. You have DTR, who seems, out of all the quarterbacks outside of Jalen, to fit the mold of what the Eagles like to do best. His skill set seems to more so align with what we do. But at the end of the day, somebody has to get cut. Roster spots are limited. So whether folks are cut or traded, I really want to see how the QB room shakes out. I feel like there's a lot of talent there behind QB1, some hidden gems. And some folks that other teams might want to take a chance on. But that wraps up training camp for the past several days. Stay locked in because me and Mr. Owens will continue to drop content via YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Just bringing you all the new news. You know what I'm saying? And so stay locked in with us. I hope everyone's having a great weekend, and I hope you have a better week. Till next time, this flag will fly till I die. I love y'all. I'm Big Huss. Stay blessed.
It was I was gonna make a lot of money doing what I wanted to do. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chaser.